Hello again, Philip Nicholas from Relight Your Life. Just checking if it's loud enough. I hope you're all doing well and surviving the lovely rainy weather. What we've got here in Esslingen, it's pretty cold and rainy, but still, there's nothing you can do about it. That's the weather. So, I was asked again if I would tell something what happens in the supernatural area. I can only tell you about the things I've gone through and how it works with me. I believe the supernatural works with everyone as far as you are open to it. Um, I have learned to have, I always say my antenna is open 24 hours a day. That means I'm always aware of things working around me, how I feel the energy, if I sense something. Um, when I ask questions about God and the angels, I look for circumstances that a feather might be lay around somewhere where no bird. That happens quite often here in my praxis, that a white feather is either on the stairway, on the floor, on the table. Sometimes when I'm working far away and I'm asking God for some sort of sign to let me know everything's fine, it could be even a windy day and there's a feather underneath my car. It sounds a bit weird or crazy or a bit out of this world. Well, it might be. It just depends how you look at things. To sort of have these as experiences with the supernatural, you have to be clearly open that anything is possible. Um, and the only way you can get through it is asking for it and being wide awake. But if you are not open for supernatural things or miracles to happen in your life, what we call miracles, I don't. They're for God just natural. I don't. I think it's just a miracle for us. So I'll get to the point. Um, Somebody asked me, how did I get into knowing how to work with the energy flow? And that is this theme today, because I think you will really like this. To be honest, it was spooky in the beginning because I will leave the name of places and names out because I think that's very important. I was walking down the road in a different area from where I am now, and I could sense the energy was very, very strong around me. And then I'm walking down the road, and then I see a hairdresser's. And I looked at the hairdressers, and I was trying to walk away. And I don't know if you've ever sensed this, it's as if you're being pulled back. So I said, okay, maybe you want me to go to the hairdressers. And what I did, I had a watch at that time. I looked at the clock. I thought, well, it's close to 10 to 6 in the evening. This is going to be funny. But I'll go in. And as I was going to the hairdressers, you can see it was only a little shop and it had two steps in front of it. And as soon as I put my foot on the step, I heard this voice say within me, check her energy flow. So, of course, I have no idea how to do it. I've never done it and I don't even know what it means. But there's one thing you have to learn with God. Don't question it. If you want to call it universe, if you want to call it supernatural, whatever you want, I don't care. I don't mind. But if you get something like that and you can't ignore it, you hear it right through you. Don't question that what you receive. Just react. So I thought, all right, fair enough. And I walked into the hairdressers. Can you imagine? 10 to 6 in the little hairdressers. And this lady came out and I says, oh, excuse me, could you do me hair? Probably need a haircut now, by the way, when I look at things. Look like a hooligan. But still, and I asked her, could I have a haircut? So she says, Well, funny enough, I was thinking of staying a bit longer today to tidy up. So yeah, come here, sit down. And she asked me, as you know, the hairdressers they ask you a lot of questions, chit chat here. And she asked me, well, what do you do? And I said, well, basically, I'm an interior designer. And she says, nah, I know you do something else. Well, I've learned to be very careful who I talk to about spiritual things. And over the years, you get more wiser who you can say something to and who not. And but for some reason, I felt quite secure, and I said, "Well, I'm a bit into spiritual things and energy and stuff like that." And then she says, "Well, what do you do?" I says, "Well, actually, I check the energy flow of human beings," and I thought, "Did I just say that?" So she said, "Oh, well, can you do it with me?" And I said, "Well, of course I can." And now this is what happens. This is the second part of the supernatural. Right in front of me, a window opens, and I look right into the future, and I can see what I'm doing. I could see that I was doing it with my hands, and I could see all these white, I would say, like people dressed in white, and it was just light shining off them behind me, and I could see her in front of me, and I could see it all working. So I'm watching this, and if you could ask me about the time, I'd say, well, it seemed like 10 minutes, but it's not. It's like a second. So anyhow, I says, all right, come here, just give me a hands. So gave me a hands, and I did what I seen, and it says, oh, by the way, just sense if you can feel anything in the palm of your hands. If you can't, it doesn't matter. You don't have to force it. I just want you to sense what you feel. So as I'm doing this, she says, oh, yes, I can sense it here and I can sense it there. I said, well, to be honest, there's one part of your being which is more like the man side and one is the more side. The man side is more for thinking and the female side is more for the emotions. But I can tell you from your emotions, and don't ask me why I knew it. I just knew. I said, in your emotions, I can see you're having problems in your relationship. There is something wrong in your relationship, and you're very insecure whether you should stay in the relationship or not. And then she looked at me and asked me, she says, do you think I should say? And I said, excuse me, that's not a thing I answer. I can just see what at the moment's going on in your energy flow, that there is definitely something completely out of order. I said, but what I can do for you, the situation that's your situation, it's not mine. I'll just balance your energy flow if you wish, because I always need the free of will for every human being whom I work with, that they say, yes, you can. If they say no, then I don't do anything. So I said, so I can balance it out. I didn't even know why I was saying it. And the funny part about it is I knew exactly how to do it. So within seconds, it was all balanced out. And then I said, oh, there's something else I've got to check. The door, which every human being has at the back of your body, it's locked. I'll open it for you. And I says to her, have you had a shock experience or something which not too long? And she says, what do you mean not too long? I said, well, it seems like 2 or 3 weeks. And she said, well, why? I says, because when you have a shock experience, everybody's got a spiritual door at the back, and it closes because it's a certain thing, and I won't go too deep into that. I said, and now it's closed, and I'll open it. And once I opened it, we'll check the energy flow. She says, oh, I can sense it a lot better now. I says, now you're completely in the flow in heaven and on earth. So your energy is going, you can get more light. But when the situation with your relationship turns up again, you're going to have to solve it sooner or later, because you'll be otherwise completely out of balance. And what she told me as we finished, and this was the beauty of it, she turned around to me and she said, no one's ever told me anything like that. And she says, and the thing, what's in my emotion, my boyfriend is having a lot of drug problems at the moment, and I don't know whether to stay with him because he's more like an addict at the moment, and I'm feared to death of drugs. I said, well, I basically think that a lot of people would be in that situation, but it's your decision. I can't change any decisions. I can't take decisions for you. I have to make my own decision. And then after we'd finished talking, to finish it off, she said, thank you, thank you. I've never experienced anything like this in my life before. And to be honest, I had to bite my lips that I didn't say, well, I didn't either. But excuse me, that was the funny part about it. I went out after a nice haircut and I said, God, that was great. That was amazing. And I only got the blessing because I didn't question the voice. If I'd have said, well, how'd you do it? It would have never happened. You don't have to know everything in 1 second. You get to know when you need it. And I'll give more information about how that works with different experiences I've gone through in my life with God. And it's very easy when you get used to it. You have to just learn to trust knowing nothing. You have no control. All you do is trust God that in the right second, He will give you that what you need. And how He does it, it's completely up to Him, not up to you. So, because people are getting more interested in supernatural things, I will tell you more about the supernatural. Please let me know if you would like me to speak in English or in German, because I can do both. At the moment, I've decided to do them in English, although it's got a bit difficult because I'm not talking so long, but I will get back to it. Okay? So, enjoy your day. Keep your radar open and keep sensing what's going on and trust your intuition, trust God, and trust yourself. Don't be afraid. It always works in love and light. In this way, have a lovely day. I'll catch you again. Bye bye.